Hey, what's up? Derek Kirk of Effectatron here, and today I just want to tell you that you've got one more day to enter the Effectatron's Really Rad Render Sweepstakes, as well as saving 50% on all of my content using code ReallyRad. After the 15th, none of that stuff will work or be available, and we'll announce the winners. So thank you for everybody who has participated. I will say your odds of winning are incredibly good. So definitely check it out. You'll win awesome 3D prizes. Check out the link below to see what all you can win all together. One of the things we're going to be winning, somebody's going to win, is access to some of the things from the Motionlab, which we're going to talk about today because it is amazing and I love it. So let's go ahead and dive right into that as well. Okay, so my favorite thing they have a bunch of assets on the Motionlab. Super cool content. They've got a lot of freebies. A lot of the freebies, the hard surface kit is really cool. There's some VDBs and stuff you can test out. A lot of the models and stuff are kind of like, they're cool. Like I definitely am going to download this race car and probably this car. Like, okay, some of these are pretty sick. And then some of them are just like, I don't know. I guess if you just want to play around with some cool models, you can, like Bitcoin coins, the brain. Stuff like that. They're not all like super useful, but they are cool and they're free. And anytime you can get your hands on a quality free model in 3D, you definitely should. This is a really cool setup as well. To just have fun. That's a cool Mustang, stuff like that. All of these are free, which is awesome. And then you can see some of these even have like Redshift and different Octane renders, all those things together. Like this one's a free scene with Octane, Redshift, Corona, and a PS. Which I'm not even sure what PS is, but we're going to go ahead and talk about just what we can grab for this. So let's go ahead and talk about the products here really quick, the visual effects stuff. So all of the VFX stuff, including crown splashes, water, elements, explosions, stuff for concerts, stuff for fire. Let's say like basically everything that you can do in like the Jenga effect suite and stuff like that. If you want to use Pyro or Embergen or X particle and all that stuff, and you see all those things and you really don't want to figure out how to use them, you just have a project that it'd be really nice to have a nice water splash, and you don't want to have to buy new software and learn how to use it to create it. Well, you're in luck because you can literally just buy a volume splash pack. They're incredibly good. We'll go ahead and check this out. But look, you can just see they're just like keyed out water and everything. Oh, too loud. But yeah, water droplets. Nice water splashes. You can see how it works here with some nice looking things here. All kinds of splashes. You can preview all of them at once. Well, not all of them at once, obviously, but 4 at a time. All kinds of variants and splashes. And my favorite thing about Motionlab, besides just the option to buy these individual packs, because people love that. Okay, a lot of people are anti-subscription based, and a lot of people just want to buy something. So Motionlab offers that. If you just want to buy it, you can. The product is there. You want to click this, buy the Unreal Engine VDB shader pack. It's yours. Okay. Okay. So there's all kinds of explosions, stones. They've got Unreal Engine stuff. They've got Redshift stuff. They've got a little bit of everything for everybody. Octane, you name it. Stuff for concerts, all kinds of stuff. And my favorite stuff is all the atmospheric smoke and things like that. And the problem with me is that I can't ever decide what I want to make. So basically I want access to everything. So things like subscription services are super cool to me because it's just like, it takes the pressure off of like making a decision of what to buy for me. So what we're going to talk about here is a Motionlab, which you can't really find it very easily on Motionlab's website. You kind of have to scroll down to the bottom, and here is where they have a Motionlab here. And this is where we have access to, becoming a member here. You can say join now. And you can see it's relatively affordable. It's on sale if you do the what's it called? Big license. It's $29.99 a month. And you get access to all this stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look. And basically you get access to all of the stuff. And these things are so cool. There's all this like magical particle beams, all this stuff. And all you got to do, like, where's it cool? There's a lightning bolt one here. You can just scroll and preview it. That's the best part. You don't have to like have a plugin and all this stuff. You can, and like find it. You can just preview it. I love the lightning bolt one. I don't know why, but I love that. It's very Fallout. Like I want to put that in a Fallout trailer. Just tint it yellow. Done. Look at all these VDBs. Animated clouds, right? Like look how pretty these are. Very, very cool. And everything is very quality. You can click them And you can then you have access to different options. You can do the high-res version, which you can see is going to be 32 gigabytes, which is pretty normal, and the low-res version, which is only 2 gigabytes, which is probably what I would do if you're going to use it for the background or anything. Look at that. Satisfying. Very cool. So let's just go ahead and download the low-res one just for fun because it's really easy to do. We'll go ahead and we'll go to the challenge here, Pixel Lab, and save that animated cloud. And there's also cool stuff like, I just love all the VFX stuff. Like the lightning and stuff works inside of C4D. So let's go ahead and find like electricity here. And we'll look at lightning. Like that. Like, look how cool that is. All right, let's just play around with one of these. Let's say we want to do something like that. Cool. Click that. We'll go ahead and just click Electricity 6 and download that as well. And I'll show you how to use that. And we'll grab one more. We've got clouds. We've got that. They've got confetti. Super fun. They've got space nebulas, which is amazing. Very, very cool. And then sparks, smoke, liquid magic is always fun, which is this kind of stuff. It's new. Let's go ahead and do atmospheric because this is kind of my favorite, which is this like low rolling fog. Whoosh. You can kind of see. So what you can do is you can have this nice fog like this, and it's not just a 2D cutout. Like this is going to be 3D fog. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm still getting over COVID. So, okay, we've got the atmospheric high res, the low res, the particle high res, and the low res. So let's go ahead and just grab we'll grab the high res version of this one. Okay, so I did not realize that the VDB atmospheric high res is 43 gigs. So I'm not going to mess with that for this tutorial. We're going to do the low res, and we'll see how it works. No, 2 gigs, much, much better. So we'll go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things we have. Like, so our lightning is just an Alembic file. You literally can drag it and drop it right in, say, okay, and you get this amazing lightning, right? Okay, here is our Alembic file here. And if we look at this, you can see it's pretty small. It's like real small, right? So I just need to change it from centimeters to meters, and then it'll be a nice big size like that. Awesome. We'll go ahead and hit Control C. And go ahead and hit Control V in our scene here, and we can frame everything up. So again, it's animated. It's going to go right. All right, now for our electricity, what we can do is just create a material, and we'll grab like maybe an incandescent shader because that would be very simple. Just throw that on there, open that up, and change it to like blue, and maybe do like 25 or something for the intensity, and then maybe make it a little darker. I always like to kind of counter that a little bit. There's also a way you could do it with the exposure compensation and stuff like that. But we'll just go ahead and let it be how it is. Very cool. And we'll get off of this and go back to the normal render view. Hit play. And let's take a look at our lightning here. You can see it's super bright. We just go in there and back it back down. Maybe 25 was a little high, or we can try to counter it with the color and make that darker, which is going to make that more like that. And the reason I want it to be brighter and I like the higher intensity is because inside of this, you can see, we can go into the bloom, and I really want to trigger the bloom on the lightning bolt more than like the background. So if we bring that down, we can really make that glow without getting the highlights glowing too much. So that's pretty cool. Nice. Okay, so if we wanted to, we can make that a little brighter. Again, open that up, and we can do the color. It's kind of a balancing act, right? Wow, now it's like crazy bright. Cool, like that. Nice. All right, so if we just hit play, obviously it's not going to render in real time, but pretty close, and there you go. You've got this amazing, cool lightning. And because these are Alembics, what you can do is you can offset the speed, the time, everything like that. So we can say ping pong, and then it's just going to, go forward and then go backwards. So it's going to go and then go right back, which is nice, right? And then we can take that, copy, paste it, and then offset that by like 24 frames. And so now when we go back, we hit play, we'll have 2 running in 2 different directions like that. And we could start it maybe like at -50. So like start in the middle of the animation. It's like halfway through there. So now we have doing 2 different things. And again, copy paste and just change where that is along the timeline. You can change the speed of it. Very cool. Awesome. Okay, so enough about electricity. Let's do another one. And let's go ahead and use one of the VDBs. So we'll go to object, and we're going to go to... Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Objects and RS volume. Then we're going to open up that volume. And we're going to go to our Pixel Lab folder here. And we'll say our animated cloud low res. Here we go. And we're going to choose the first one. Say open. And we're going to go to animation and choose simple and choose detect frames. Okay. 500 frames. No wonder that one is so huge. Okay, so hit play. And we probably want to go, just get rid of our backdrop, and we'll do like a sky, obviously, because this is going to be clouds, which will look nice. We'll go media, sky, and we'll grab like this one, morning sky. Beautiful. Toss it in. All right. Now we need to find this, and we're going to turn on the preview of points, and we're going to say like 250, and that's normally a pretty good way to find it. There we go. Cool. Awesome. So you can see as we back this up and we hit play, we get our cloud growing. Now, in order to texture this and see this, we're just going to go to create material pyro volume and just toss that on there. Now, let's go ahead and hit render preview. Take a look at this, and obviously we could combine these two and do like a dark cloud with some lightning and stuff. You can see how it's low res because it is kind of that choppy cloud. Now we can add RS displacement and stuff in this with the volume itself. You actually have to use not the pyro volume but the other volume. But the cool thing is all this stuff is like set up and correctly already. Unlike Imagen, you don't have to like tweak a bunch of this stuff. So we do need to tweak a few things. What I want to tweak is the inistropy of a cloud, which we're going to go to 0.7. It's a normal inistropy. And the other thing we need to tweak is in our render settings, go to Redshift and go to the basic tab. And here in the combined depth, we need to go down to volume and crank this all the way up to 31. And now that's going to make that look way, way nicer. And I think that's as high as it goes. Yeah. So 31 there is going to be nice. You do the same with GI if you want, but we probably don't need to. We'll do like 10. But yeah, that looks good. And so now what we can do is really just come in here and fine tune this. And I like to work in the new shader graph. So I'm going to go to material, tools, and convert and replace with nodes. There we go. And inside this volume here, the density scatter, make it scatter more, make it scatter less. And obviously the slider is going to affect it quite a lot. Yeah, let me take this back down to 1. And we can lower the inistropy, and you can see how that's going to change it. But really, you don't want to go above 0.7. It recommends 0.7. Here we go. And maybe that absorption scale is just a little high still. Can lower it down. Is that going to make it? Yeah, no. But we can take a look at the crown splash, base speed, slow speed, high res. We'll go ahead and drag that in, say OK. And what we could do is hit play here, and obviously this is going to be the slow motion, but beautiful. Very cool. Right? Amazing. Very cool surface tension crown splash. Just like that. You didn't have to buy any extra plugins or anything. You just have it. So let's go ahead and just copy that. And we'll go ahead and we'll open up a scene here that I've been working on. And this scene is from my perfume that I've created called Poo Poo. If you want to smell like Poo Poo. It's eau de toilette from the toilette. That's what my brain does. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if it's a a cologne called Poo Poo. I thought about having it like the cap opening up and it like plopping out like poop. But yeah, this is what I've been doing with my time. But yeah, this will be available on the Patreon for sure, because it's a kind of a fun, nice light setup and stuff. But let's go ahead and just paste that Alembic in here. And there it is. And we obviously need to scale it up. We'll say, okay, we'll just hit T and scale it up like that. And we'll grab that, bring it up like so. Maybe scale it back down. And we'll just put it around our perfume here. Like that. We'll grab our perfume liquid that we've created, throw it on there. And now we can just get out of this. We'll do a normal Redshift render view. Liquid on there. Let's do it with gold. Yes. Nice, beautiful gold. We'll dock it here. And we can take it and rotate it 90 degrees. Scale it down. You can see it's a high density mesh. It's going to look good. And obviously scale up in the time where it's splashing out. Scale it up. Whoops, wrong way again. I keep scaling it wrong. And then E down. Yeah, so maybe just take it, kind of scale it, move it around a little bit, and then now you have this really beautiful perfume, Poo Poo, right? Very pretty. Nice. Yeah, and if you want to just clean it up just ever so slightly, it's pretty high poly, and you don't really need to, because this was the high-res one, but you can always just shift-click and add the smoothing deformer. Boop. And that'll smooth it out just a bit. And if you lose too much detail, just bring that strength down. And just kind of fixes some of those edges and stuff that might be a little janky. But yeah, there you go. A beautiful crown splash that you can shock with lightning or fire and confetti, whatever. I kind of love that, to be honest. Super. Okay, enough splashes. Let's talk about that atmospheric one that I almost forgot about. I got distracted by the Poo Poo. Okay, we'll go ahead and go to Redshift objects, Redshift VDBs. Grab that, open that up, and let's grab that Pixel Lab. And we download the atmospheric low res, and we'll go ahead and extract that. Okay, so we've got the VDB here. So we'll open that up and choose the VDB. Okay, let's start with the VDB. We'll go ahead and do points, and I like to do about 250. There we go, and we can bring that up. You can see it's just this nice fog, and we'll go ahead and go create material, pyro volume, and toss that on there. Oh, we need to go to the animation and simplify that and detect those frames. There we go. So now we have it. Okay, I was like, why is it so small? Because that was literally the emitter. Perfect. So now we have the fog. Very nice. The fog's coming in. It's looking really cool. We'll change our psych to be sort of dark so we can kind of see it a little better. Yeah, so if you want it to be like really wispy, you can lower that scatter coefficient and that absorption coefficient all the way down to like 0.01. That's going to make it like really thin and wispy. So kind of a nice fog. We can obviously put an object in there to kind of see kind of how that's going to look through the fog. You can tell it's like super light right now. Right? So you can really see through it very, very easily. Put this on there. Boop. Yeah, so you can easily see through it. But if we were to come in here and take our things and put it back up to 1 and 1, it's probably going to be thick enough that you won't see through it that much. So more of a cloud here, but you lower those two things down really low and you're going to be able to see through it. These are just so pretty. I love how fast Redshift does clouds too. 0.1 might be a nice in between. Probably go all the way down to 0.01. 0.001 might be even wispier. Yeah, very thin. Probably won't even show up in the IPR. Let's make cube so flat. There we go. .01, .01. Bingo bongo. That should be nice. Fog. Yeah, cool. And again, if you do want to scale these, you need to make sure you go into the object mode, and then you can scale them, which obviously the render quality of them, such as the high res versus low res, will really come into effect. But there you go. So now you have this nice fog. We can make it titled or something that kind of glows through that or anything like that. Pretty cool. Yeah, nice 3D atmosphere, which is just awesome. You know, just take this, scale it up huge over a city. Actually, let's just do that real quick. Okay, we're going to drop it in here into our city rig, which we will do a tutorial on because city rig is magic. So let's see what this will look like. I mean, that worked surprisingly well. I just have basic textures on here because I didn't feel like converting them all to Redshift. We'll talk about this plugin more, but I mean, you can see like that is an awesome way to quickly add some nice fog and stuff in your city. Holy cow, that works really well. Let's see. Yes. Okay, that's awesome. Really happy with the result of that. I'm definitely going to do this more. That looks so good. Let's just go ahead and maybe we can make our sun a little more dramatic. We'll rotate it so it's like kind of... Oh, look at that. Gonna get that nice golden light coming in. Okay, well, that was awesome. How quickly that came together. Yeah, so I'll just scale it up real big. And again, it's the 0.01, 0.01. You could probably make it... Well, this could come in here. We could rotate it around, whatever. Obviously, it's animated as well. But yeah, we can just completely control how that's going to be distributed throughout our city, which is just instantly cool. We clear this. There we go. And we can just say... like that, and that's going to pop in a little city for us. Say, actually, I want some a big building like right here. Whoop, there we go. And I say I want a little building here and a very little building there. Whoops. And just a tiny building right there. Perfect. Okay, and this part can be green except for this part. I want there to be the city there. Awesome. Yes, right. What you just saw is magic, and the Redshift version is coming, and this works with your own assets as well. So get excited for that. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you next time.